Alright, good morning. I am here with my 2009 Subaru Forester that has a very fucked up engine. Not 100% sure what is wrong with it, possibly a bent rod. It's knocking real bad. But we're gonna go ahead and get that engine pulled out of there and hopefully get it rebuilt and fixed up so that I can have my car back. Because that'd be nice, because I like driving this. It's the only thing that I have that has AC, so it's kind of nice. But let's go ahead and get into it, and we're gonna start just ripping the hood off and getting all the accessories off. Let's do it. So we got the hood off. We have all of the plastic intake pieces that go right here off and out of there and out of the way. We got the battery out. We're gonna go ahead and get the radiator and the fans out next, and that's gonna be a giant mess. So let's go ahead and do it. So radiator's out, and as you can see, it frees up a ton of space for me to be able to pull this engine forward when I'm getting it out. We're gonna work on the header next, and we are gonna hope that I don't break any bolts. But my hopes are not high, and I feel like this is actually gonna be the worst part of it. So let's do it. Well, the header bolts are actually nuts. They came out amazing, didn't break a single thing. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on the top end and just getting stuff disconnected so that we can get this thing ripped out of here. Alright, so we have pretty much all the wires and the hoses disconnected off of the engine. I need to go ahead and pull this intake off because I need to get to some bolts. There's 4 of them that need to come out. So we're going to rip this out. I'm trying to leave as much on the engine as I can, but we'll see what we end up with. We're going to go ahead and get this pulled off. so we got the intake off. Next we have to take this off. There's one right there. There's gonna be 4 bolts that we need to take out. So there's one, then we gotta spin the motor and get the other ones. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick and then we'll move on to the next thing. So all of the bolts are out of the flywheel, and then there's 2 nuts. So we got 3 bolts, 2 nuts. Oh, I'll start over. Flywheel. I just went blank. My mind just went blank. What's that thing called? I don't fucking know. Alright, so we got the bolts and nuts off of that, so the only thing holding this in right now is the engine mount. I think they're nuts, so I'm going to pull those off of there, and then I'm going to chain it up first, I think. Chain it up, and then I'm going to pull those nuts out of there. And then we're going to start actually pulling this engine out of here. Shouldn't be too bad. It'll probably be terrible with one person. We'll see. But yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm also going to put a jack under the transmission. Dang. Well, let's see. This is the part where you really hope that you have everything disconnected. But we're gonna find out really fast, that's for sure. And actually, I think I need to take this link out. Yep. It's not gonna be able to come up if I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna rip that link out real quick, and then we should be ready. No, see, we're pulling up. We're lifting the entire car. It's definitely disconnected. Oh, I'm just an idiot. It's gonna come up. Oh, there it went. Isn't that fun? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put it back into time lapse for this, but we're gonna start getting this out. Or continue, I guess, because we've already started. Yeah. It's time. And just like that, it is out. It wasn't too bad, really. I mean, it took me about 5 hours, but I'm by myself. I'm gonna let this drain for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna get it up on a stand. That'll be it for this video. There's gonna be a part 2. Part 2, we'll start tearing this block down, seeing if I can repair it. If I can't, we'll get a new engine, but if I can repair it, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.